I have no idea how that happened. There we go. Power's back up and running. Yeah, that's all gone again. But that has pulled down the temperature of this rock quite a lot. I'm going to let that water absorb more and more energy where I can. Though, 45 degrees is a bit much. Yeah, this ice is already about to melt, unfortunately, because the water there is yeah, it's already... Yeah, that ice is just going to melt. I'll just let it melt. But because this water is so good at transferring the heat energy, it just sucked all of the chill out of that ice sculpture, or the ice sculpture to be. Okay, let's get all of that cleaned up. But we're slowly getting it there. These tiles have lost a lot of temperature, which is a good thing. Well, they're struggling to breathe over there, which is a problem. We need to get plastics before we can get exosuits up and running, which in itself is another problem. Oh, poop. That's really bad, because that's preventing us from converting polluted water. Well, I guess not actually the worst thing right now, because we don't need it, but I'd rather sort that out now rather than later. Oh, really? Tunk. Oh, really? Double really? There we go. Needs to be resolved. Hey, Spring Critter, how are you doing? Yeah, the water reservoir is greatly overflowing right now. There's also water in here, which is annoying. Slight bit of water there. I'll try and get this resolved as quickly as we can. How's that water now? That water is now 50 degrees. Fix. Now on this side, I am going to need to bring out a bit of a platform out of ladders in order to be able to reach all of that, but we'll get there. Here's the thing that will happen. Right now... I mean, the other thing I could do is I could get some wart seeds up here and have a pip plant a wart seed. It wouldn't be quite as good at chilling the area, but... That might not be a bad idea. Oh, no. Oh, no. Poor Draclet is going to starve. Right, this needs to be disabled. That's alright, disabled. Good. That Draclet shouldn't be tame. There you go. It should be able to live happily in here without being tamed. Blossom yokel, no small bladder. That's not a bad one. Grease monkey, 7 strength. Someone is actually interested in that. Yeah, math bully though. Okay. Okay, chat. It's time for us to get someone else. Do we want Nails, who's already fairly good at carrying things? It's going to be more of a hauler than anything else. Or Ren, who operates stuff and is already somewhat good at wearing suits. Yeah, everyone's going for Ren. Okay, time for me to grab the name list then. Has been a while. Okay, we have got a name. Welcome, Filthy Phil. Or is it Filthy Feet? It may actually be Filthy Feet. Let me just change that. No, it's Filthy Feet. Yeah, there we go. Filthy Feet. And it is right because I copied it. Donk. Welcome. And there we go, straight in there to go to sleep. Fair enough. You grabbed the right spot. Schedule-wise, you're going to be on Dusk Watch. So wake up. Like, that's actually perfect. You just arrived, so you're going to be on Dusk Watch. Perfect, I say. Amazing. Vitals for Filthy Fee. I want to change your name to have a capital F. There we go. Next up, priorities for Filthy Fee. What do I want you working on? You may actually be the first and only primary operator we have in the colony. Yep, you are. Well done. Very well done. Alright, there you go. Enjoy. Have I researched fire poles? I do believe I have. Yes. I'm not going to use... Well, I could use them, I suppose, but... yeah, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I would need to move this sign, though. But that's fine. Let's put that sign there. What are you doing over here? I mean, you know what? Sure. You can just chill out. We've got two of them. Let us wrangle both. You're only allowed 7 in here. And over here, probably less than 7, because this isn't a particularly large area. It's only 8 tiles. Let's go with 3 or 4. Let's do 4. I can't remember how much room a Draclet needs. But we'll see. That is going to cause so much trouble until we fix it, so let's get it fixed. Yeah, that's going to cause a lot of trouble, actually. Oh, you know what that was? The ice finally melted. All of the ice that we were storing in here finally melted. That's why the water pressure suddenly spiked without any particular means of them having added more water to it. Yeah, Hawker, all of the moors have been used today. And we are currently on our... But we've just crossed our 6 1/4. So we are now into more territory. Cooking a bristleberry. Not bad. Got another bristleberry over there, that'll do. At this point, I am going to say we no longer need to be working on lice loaf. Well, actually, I guess there's no particular reason not to. Yeah, I'm gonna say okay. We can work on real lice, sure. Better than wasting it, I guess. But that heat is creeping in again. I dislike that enormously. Yeah, it's taking us a long time to get anything built. And a large part of that is just how unbreathable the atmosphere is outside. I could at this stage use a CO2 scrubber. Just pull some of it away. And that might not be the worst idea. Especially considering I can still run this water into this tank. I mean, it's a massive mixed tank of just foulness, but... well, actually, that being said, while it is polluted water, with, you know, namely peat water, it isn't actually germy, which is impressive, I must confess. Right, I would like very much to sort this out. This done as a fairly high priority, and then this done as a 6. But this done as an 8, and we are going to cancel this part. Actually, cancel this in total for now. Let's get all of this built out. Then we're going to tunnel a way down. Then we're going to... I'll probably keep this as a little bit of a reservoir down here. Just where that pump is. But then anything that gets over that can just drain out. Because one of the big advantages we've got with this seed is we've got a stupid amount of water. Power is probably going to be a bigger problem for us in the medium to long term than water is. Which is a crazy place to be, I've got to be honest. And a large part of it is just all of this water coming down from up here. Hi, Punk Rooster. How are you doing? No worries, Hawker. These will be going up on the second channel, as will most of the streams from now on. Again, I will finish off things like Horizon. That will finish off on the main channel. But from now, moving forward, most streams will be up on the second one. Are these unreachable? Yes. Why is that an unreachable dig? From here, it should be easily reachable. We'll see. We'll have to watch that one. And the heat from outside is still leaking in because I haven't finished the cladding. That needs to be done Yeah, okay, we're gonna upgrade the replacement of the cladding. Because right now we're working against ourselves, which is just dumb. By the same token, I need that water out of the way so people stop having foul moods because of it. Alright, slowly, little by little, getting there. We'll just build this across the second. Give them a pathway they can use. But ultimately, I want to dig this tunnel down first, just so there's a nice big chute down into this pool. And then the very last thing I'll do is I'll remove the top part there, or add in, I don't know, some liquid flow tile. There'll be enough liquid here for this to still operate, by and large, but most liquid will be funneled down here. Eventually, I'll put a pump down here instead of in multiple places. But you know, if I can get all the liquid into one place, it's going to make my life so much easier on so many levels. I know, it's quite warm, and it does suck. I know. Thank you very much. That's no longer needed. Right, with that in place, things should move a little bit faster. Not by much, but a tiny bit. What mouse do I use? I use a Logitech G700. How many hours in this particular run? Well, at the moment, that would be about 24, 25? Time for us to mop all this up again. Too cold, too hot, too cold, too hot, my lord. Right, this Bilal has had a long day and is going to bed. Have a good rest of the stream, Aavak and chat. I'll take care, Bilal. Have a good one, mate. The sounds of it, you have well earned your snooze. Hey, Pagan Samurai, I'm doing well, thanks. How about yourself? Did the water pip breed? Yes. Yes, the water pip bred. It is now teaching its offspring the ways of living in this tiny little air bubble. Well done, water pip. What do you do? Oh, you grabbed an eggshell. Okay, fair enough. What are you doing? Don't steal the pip's oxygen, you scallywag. My lord. Harsh. You scoundrel, you. What are you doing? I have no idea what you're up to. You're not new to this game. I'm not new to it. No. But I would still, I've never completed it. And chat decided they wanted me to play on the hardest, like, biome type, Oasis. So I would say that, yeah, anyone coming in here expecting me to know what on earth I'm doing? No. I'm encountering difficulties that I've encountered for the first time in many cases. At this point, Arbor Acorns all the way. Lord, I'd love to play this game again, but I feel too stupid for it. I know nothing about how gases work and all that. It's something that you do pick up. Definitely something you pick up. I don't think you need to worry about not being smart enough for it. I certainly don't think anyone isn't smart enough to play this game. I don't think it's one of those sorts of games. But it's definitely, you know, you have to learn the nuances. Not until we get the water out of the way. Then we can put a new ice block in the Draco stable. But I would rather get all of the insulated tile done first. I've got so many 8s now. People are still struggling to even do those. A large part of it is the air problem, I think. Alright. Okay. We have got a thing we must do. Now. Polluted water is eventually going to start overflowing. Or it won't, and that's the problem, actually. The polluted water won't overflow. I'm going to say if this is full, it needs to output down here. I know it's going to be feeding itself back into the system, though, and it's a pain. So eventually we'll just be paying energy for no gain with this. So, well, realistically, the plan is ultimately to get all of this piped out and then just sink the tunnel down here and just let it all run out. So, I guess that's not so bad. Let's get that built so that this doesn't back up to the point that our toilets stop working. That's the first step. Step number 1. Step number 2. Carbon skimmer. And step number 2 is going to require that polluted water go join that, and clean water come down here. We'll split it off evenly. Doesn't need to be anything special there. And the power for this will come from over here. We'll straight up convert it into polluted water. It's not a biggie. Let's start pulling this CO2 out of this area, because it is causing way too much problems for us. Also, kind of want to do that. And then kind of want to do this. But do not want that to be a priority 8, which it is. Actually, thinking about it, I don't even want it to be priority 7. That'll do. Right. How are we doing over here? Have we managed to move enough of this? Yes, we have. Now then. Time, at long last, for us to get a new ice block sculpture. 2 new. Oak, thank you so much for the cheer there. Belated thanks for the fireball. Oh, mate, that's incredibly generous of you. Thank you. We could have this pump reliant on there being needed water over here. There, we could do that. But I think this system should be okay, more or less. For the most part. Actually, you know what? Cancel this. We'll run the power down like that, sure. But I would like the clean water to run down from here. this way. First, it goes into the base. If it can't, then it'll start pumping into the carbon skimmer. I think that's going to be a better way of doing it. Right. I'm so sorry that there's so little oxygen for you. That's my fault. Thank you very much for doing such a good job, though. We're still very far from getting most of this stuff done. I'm kind of shocked by how long it's taken to get some of this done. But that's the problem with priorities, I guess. I'm not even researching in order to expedite the process, but yikes. Still unreachable for some reason. Not at all sure why. But yeah, getting this pump done. In fact, this is now such a priority because it is holding up everything else so much. I'm going to use a rare priority 9 to get this work done before anything else is even looked at. Let's get that finished, peeps. Alright, there we go. Now this should start making a difference. It is going to produce honking great amounts of polluted water, though. There we are. Here's what it is. Who's scolding? Oh dear. Why don't you move? What was wrong there? Oh, right. You stood next to 74-degree rock. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Right, okay. Now that this is starting to pull the CO2 around here down, that will start making a big difference for us, because that actually does move a lot of CO2. It consumes 300 grams a second. And it doesn't destroy any water, it just pollutes it. So eventually we will need that to be cleaned, but for the time being, it's okay. And as this pulls it away, all of the high-pressure oxygen over here will start filling the gap and pushing down. Now, it's only going to take the CO2 from... Well, everything below this point will remain CO2, so eventual slickster farms is still going to be an option for us. Yeah, effectively, the carbon skimmer is destroying the carbon, yeah. That being said, polluted water can off-gas into polluted oxygen, but if you boil it, it leaves behind dirt. So... Welcome back, Jade Panda. I had a break at the almost 6-hour mark, yeah. Probably about another hour and a half before I take another break. Thank you, though, for asking. Oh, this is unfortunate. Oh, well, actually, you know what? It literally doesn't matter whether that's done or not. I mostly only want it done so that we can get... you know what? Just do that. But I mostly only want that done so that we've got the ice there. The ice is here, and it's cooling. Sorry, it's warming, so that's fine. And now that we're getting more and more of this cladding in place, it is not going to warm back up as easily. Like, it's going to take a long time to warm back up, actually. This thing is doing some work now, though. Whew. You can see how there is now a pocket of oxygen building up, where the pressure from that CO2 is dropping, and the off-gassing polluted water and polluted dirt are being scrubbed by the deodorizers into clean oxygen. Though there's a little bit of... is that polluted oxygen? Yeah, there's a tiny bit of polluted oxygen there, but that's to be expected, I guess. I love how you finished the sculptures just before they're going to melt and be useless anyway. Lime is always good. I'll never have enough of that. Oh, this water is now grabbing a lot of temperature out of all of these tiles. Well, that's fine. I'm completely happy for that to happen. Yeah, vacuum works as an insulator. For example, if there's somebody who really want insulated, like you can't afford any real temperature transfer, then a Dua flask is probably the best thing you could do. If you build a Dua flask, then you're not going to have any transfer of heat. Liquid's up to 16 degrees. Liquid down here is up to 44. So time for us to start mopping this clean. But up here, that's actually not bad. Good morning, Temmie of Derp. How you doing, mate? I don't mind calling you Jade Panda or Jade or Panda. Whatever you prefer. Akira Dragonborn took me 6 refreshes with ads. I suspect Twitch just held my viewing hostage for revenue. Highway robbery on the streamway. What the dickens? Though seriously, that should not happen.